Hi friends, my name is Akil Ahmed, and in this particular video tutorial we will look at one of the very common error message in SSIS. So the agenda of today's video tutorial is that how to fix this error, the column delimiter for column was not found in SSIS. So without wasting further time, let's jump to the demo. So this is my SQL Server instance here, and on this particular instance I got few SQL Server agent jobs. So we will see like how we can execute a SQL agent job, and then in case if the job fails, then how we can look at the error message and like how we can understand like what is the reason for the failure. Okay, so these are the two SQL agent jobs which actually execute the SSIS package. So let me execute one of the SQL agent job and let's see like how it will behave. So I started the first job. Okay, so it seems like the job got failed here. Okay, so there is one important thing that let me go to the properties of this particular SQL agent job, go to the steps, and I can click on edit from here. So it will show me like where the SSIS package is stored. So right now the package is stored at this location and the package source is file system. So this is one of the most important thing, that if the package source is the file system, then in those particular scenarios you can see the complete error message from the SQL agent job history itself. Okay, but in case if the package is stored at the SSIS DB catalog, then in those scenarios you need to go to the SSIS DB and then look at the error message. For example, I got another SQL agent job here, load data 2. Okay, and if I go to the steps here and click on edit, so this is also calling the same package, package.dtsx, but in this particular scenario the SSIS package is stored in the SSIS catalog. Okay, on this particular instance. So let me try to execute this job as well, and then I can show you like how you can look at the error message in both the SQL agent jobs. So they are calling the same SSIS package. Okay, so the SQL agent job failed again. Okay, so now let's look at the error messages. So this is the first SQL agent where the package is stored on the file system. So to check the error message, you can go to the view history and you can maximize this one. You can click on the plus sign, click on this one, and then you can maximize this one and you can look at the error message. So if you see here after the description, you can see, so the source of the failure is the data flow task. Okay, so there is a data flow task, and in the data flow task it is failing on the flat file source. Okay, so let me open the SSIS package. So this is my SSIS package which you are trying to execute. So this is the data flow task, and in the data flow task the flat file source is failing. Okay, now let's go back to the error message. So if you look at the description, so it is saying the column delimiter for column country was not found. So this error message means that there is some issue with the flat file, and it seems like there is some extra delimiter or some delimiter is missing from the file. Whatever file you are trying to load, that there is some issue with the file. Okay, so this is the error message that you can see from here. Now let's go to another SQL agent job. So this is my another SQL agent job, and if I go to the view history here, so I can click on the plus sign and I can click here. Now if I move it to the top, so if you see here there are no error messages here. They are saying like to view the details of the execution, right click on the integration services catalog and open the all executions report. Okay, so they are saying that your error messages are stored on the integration services catalog, so just see the error message from there. So we can just click on the plus sign, expand the SSIS DB, expand the test, expand the projects. Now you need to right click on the project, go to reports, all executions. So from here you can see the error messages. You can actually see the all executions, like how many times this particular package was executed. So this package was executed only once, and to see the error messages you can click on all messages. So if you scroll down, so you can see the status of the package was failed. Okay, on error event is logged here and it got failed on the, if you see the message source name, so this got failed on the data flow task. Okay, and the subcomponent was flat file source. So the error message saying the column delimiter for column country was not found. So this is the same error message that we saw earlier in another SQL agent job. So this means that there is some issue with the file. Okay, there is some extra delimiter or there is a one less delimiter, so the delimiter is not correct. Okay, so to fix this particular thing, like what we can do, we can look at the package. So for example, if I right click on the connection string, so this is a flat file connection. So if I right click and click on edit, So I can actually look at the columns here. So if I go to the advanced, so you can see the columns here: first name, last name, email, gender, country. So these are the 5 columns. Even if you look at the preview, so you can see all those columns here: 1 2 3 4 5. Okay. And if I look at the my source file, like right now, like the file that is being loaded, so like which file is being loaded, if I go to the file path, so this is the file path. So the location of the file is not stored here. If I go to the for each loop container, and if I go to collection, so this is the location where the file is situated that is being to be loaded. So let me open this location. So this is the file sellers.csv. So let me open the file, like what is the issue with the file. So if you see here, we got first name, last name, email, gender, country, and ID. So it seems like there is an extra column ID here. Okay, so I'm just giving you an example that because there is an extra column in this particular file, so that's why it is failing. Okay, so if I remove this extra column, so now I got the same number of columns, like first name, last name, email, gender, country. Okay, so these were the same number of columns in the SSIS package in the flat file connection manager. So this is one of the reason like why this was failing. So in your file, sometimes the layout can change, and even sometimes there can be some bad data, the formatting might be wrong, or there can be some extra delimiters, like what happened in this particular case. So this is one of the failure reason. So I just remove the extra column from here. Okay, and now the formatting of the file seems correct, so I can click OK. Now what I can do, I can just rerun the SQL agent job. So for example, if I execute the second SQL agent job, load data, okay, so this will call the same SSIS package. Okay, so if you see here, the SSIS package ran fine because now the formatting of the file got corrected. Okay, so I can actually go back from here, and if I refresh this one, then you can see the reports here, execution reports from here. So now you can see that this particular SSIS package, this got executed 2 times, and one time it was failed and another time it got succeeded. So if you go to the all messages now, then you can see the details about the like what different tasks got executed. So like the package got executed, then for each loop container got executed, then data flow task got executed. Okay, so you can see all details here. And if you go back, then you can also see the like start time, end time, duration, like how much time it took to execute, like it took 4 seconds. Okay, and same way if you execute the SSIS package from the SQL agent job, then from there as well you can see the success messages. Okay, but because in the first SQL agent job the SSIS package is stored on the file system, so that's why there is no logging available on the SSIS DB catalog, of course, because the package is stored on the file system. So this is successful, and you can see the duration, like how much time it took to execute. Okay, yeah, so that was like about like how you can actually look at the error messages. So there can be a number of reasons for the failure of the SSIS packages for the SQL agent job. So as far as you work with the SSIS packages and you look at different error messages, then you can easily identify like what might be the reason for a SQL agent job failure. Yeah, so I think that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching the video, and if you like the video, then please click the like button, do subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon and click on all so that you will be notified every time I upload new video. Thank you so much.